Sai Ram. There was once a boy who yearned, craved and pined for God and yet was not able to have his darshan. So he went to his guru and complained. He said, how much ever I try, God seems to be turning a deaf ear towards me. He doesn't seem to be responding to my prayers. What can I do? The Guruji took compassion on this boy and he said, don't you worry about that. You will have darshan of God tomorrow. Wow, the boy was thrilled. And so the lad got ready, dressed up just like me and came onto the banks of the river. By the way, this is river Chitravati in full flow. So, as he came there from behind, the Guru held his head and dipped it into the water. The Shishya thought, what is the Guru doing? But then he thought, okay, maybe this is the way you get darshan of God. The Guru showed no signs of relenting. The boy was under the water, unable to breathe. He now started trying to push and fight and come out. The boy now realized, you know what? I know how the Guru is going to show me God. He is going to send me to God. Oh my God! I need to do something to save myself, otherwise I am going to die. And then suddenly he mustered great strength and began to push. The Guru held on harder, but ultimately this Shishya just broke through and emerged out of the water. And then he turned to his Guru. The Guru had fallen into the water. The Guru stood up and said, what happened? What do you mean, what happened? You were trying to kill me. You tried to make me drown under water. What happened when I pushed you into the water? Well, in the beginning I thought this was the way to see God, but then I was unable to breathe. And how much ever I try, I'm unable to come out because you're pushing me down. But in the end you came out, right? Oh yeah, when I realized that there would be no more life left in me if I didn't come out, I pushed to such a level, even you had to follow, Guruji. I'm sorry for that, but what you did was not good. The Guru now smiled at him and said, you know what? When you did not get air and you felt that you would die if you don't get air, you put in an effort that ensured that you would get air. In the same way, when you are convinced that you need to see God and you will die if you don't see God, you will get the energy and strength to push and emerge. And just like you got air, you will get God. Let us travel back to 2005, the summer of 2005 to be precise. Like it used to happen during every summer, this summer as well, Swami was travelling to Kodaikanal where it would be comfortable for all the devotees. And as it happens during every visit to Kodaikanal, Swami had chosen a group of students to accompany him in the flight from Puttaparthi and to stay with him at Kodaikanal. This time, the trip had a difference. Swami had sustained a fall because of which he had undergone a surgery to the hip. And as a result, whenever Swami would grant darshan or walk, he would use the assistance of some lucky student to hold his hand. Wow, what a chance, right? What an opportunity. In fact, whenever Swami would ask a student to lend his hand to hold, all the other students would look at this particular student with a certain amount of, if I can say, divine jealousy. It's not jealousy, it is a yearning that I too want to get this chance. It is actually a positive thing, Whenever we yearn that, Swami, I want to get this chance, it is very, very good. It is not jealousy. So they all had this kind of yearning and they would think, how lucky this boy is, how lucky to hold the Lord's hand, to help the Lord. Wow, So this was a daily occurrence, and whichever student got to hold Swami's hand would also be the subject of looks of admiration and longing that we could be in that person's place. Now interestingly, on one occasion when Swami held one student's hand, even before this thought that how lucky the student is could arise in the minds of the other students, Swami himself said, lucky, right, the student? Swami is saying, lucky, no, this boy holding my hand. So all the others, what could they do? They were just folding their hands, looking at Swami. Yes, Swami, I mean, yeah, what else? Yeah, he's very lucky. And then Swami made the statement. Swami said, holding Swami's hand is not that important. What? We want to be with you, O Lord, my Lord. We want to touch your feet, O Lord, my Lord. Satya Sai Baba. You know, this is a song that we sing, and even when we don't sing, these are the thoughts and feelings that we have in our heart. Swami, the sole purpose for us to come to Kodaikanal with you is so that we get to touch your feet, hold your hand, come close to you, become near to you, along with being dear, definitely. And now you are telling holding Swami's hand is not that important? What Swami meant became clear when he made his next statement. Swami said, yearning to hold Swami's hand, that is very important. That is what will give you everything in life. Dear brothers and sisters, ponder on the magnificence of this message. Swami says, holding Swami's hand is not that important. But yearning, craving, pining and wanting to hold his hand is very important, because that is what will grant us everything. This is another way of saying that nearness is important, but not as important as dearness. I mean, if we don't yearn that I want to be with you, Swami, I want to stay with you only, then how many ever interviews we have got, how many ever times we have touched his feet or held his hand, it doesn't matter. But if I have that yearning, if I feel, Swami, if I don't love you more than what I loved you yesterday, my life is futile, Swami, where are you, Swami, I want you. And even if we have not had any interviews of Bhagwan, even if we have not seen him in our life, we will get him. We will achieve him. He will come and wait upon us. Radha and Meera. Radha was the sweetheart of Lord Krishna. She lived with him. Meerabai was born in an era thousands of years after Krishna. And yet ask anybody who among the two is luckier. And nobody will be able to give the answer, because both seem equally lucky. Why? Because both achieved Krishna. How? Though one never saw him physically, though Meera never saw him physically, her yearning was the same as Radha's yearning, and therefore both are equal. In Vrindavan, one of the most cherished things in the later years were the Trai sessions, where Swami would call all the students into his residence and interact with them. Now there was this one particular student who never seemed to be getting the front lines to sit right at the jhula where Swami would be seated. That ornate swing, you know. When you get to sit close to the swing, throughout that session, you can massage Swami's feet, take Padnamaskar, hold his hand, and even feel his divine breath as he does so hum, I am divine, I am divine. You can hear that breath and get inspired. That is the magic that nearness brings. Yes, dearness is important, but nearness also feels so magical. So this student was never getting that nearness. And so what did he do? He cheated in the lines. He tried to somehow get into the front. But then he was caught by the teachers in charge, who again put him back. And he was feeling very, very bad. He was thinking, Swami, I never get to come near you. What should I do? This was going on within him so strongly. That day during the Trai session, as he was seated at the back, Swami looked at him and Swami said, hey, come here, come front. This boy was so overwhelmed. He got up, he moved right to the front, right where Swami was, so overjoyed and thrilled. And then Swami said, you always want to be near me, right? Here you go. And now this boy had tears, because the innermost recesses of his heart, only Swami knows. The others thought that he is trying to cheat the lines, trying to go front, trying to do wrong things. But Swami knows the intentions and the motives. What we do is important, how we do it is more important, but why we do it is most important, because that is what Swami looks at. And then, Swami turned to all the students and Swami said, when I come out for darshan, everybody is crying. This is again strange, right? Yeah, there are some people who get overwhelmed and they shed tears. But it is not as if when Swami comes out for darshan, everybody is crying. But that is what Swami said. Again, what Swami said made meaning when he made his next statement. Swami said, when I come out for darshan, everyone is crying. There is nobody who is crying for me. Whoever is crying for me, my eyes fall on them. This crying that Swami refers to is nothing but yearning. Yearning. We all come to Swami with so many desires, so many yearnings. We want a relationship, we want money, we want a career, we want health, we want so many of our desires to get fulfilled. How many of us want Swami for Swami's sake? Swami says, those who cry for me, my drishti or my vision falls first and only on them. And Swami used this student to amplify this message, and this student became so thrilled. Nearness may not guarantee dearness. But dear brothers and sisters, dearness will definitely guarantee nearness someday or the other, just as it happened to that boy. And that is Swami's message. Let us always remember, holding his hand is not as important as yearning to hold his hand. Swami often quotes the example of the river. He says, wherever the river may be born, it always is one focus, single-minded focus on reaching the ocean or the sea. It might go through ups and downs, the twists and turns of life, but it never gives up its goal of reaching the ocean. But when it reaches near the ocean, what happens? There is a battle royale. The river is trying to merge in the ocean, but the ocean is trying to push back, testing how desperate the river is to merge. And this battle goes on for a while, the river pushing, the ocean pushing back, the river pushing, the ocean pushing back. Ultimately, Swami says, as the waters keep flowing, the river gives a final mighty surge and push. The river waters go below, the ocean waters come above, and the river merges in the ocean. Dear Swami, may the river of our devotion also merge in the ocean of your love. May we keep flowing, may our devotion keep flowing relentlessly and powerfully with greater intensity till you embrace us in merger with Thee. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.